This is an experiment on Yupo heavy paper. So this is 11 by 14 paper. I'll paint acrylic paint on it. If you haven't tried it, it's kind of nice. It feels like plasticky, but it's supposed to be it's recycled paper, but it does feel very kind of glidey. If you paint on it, it feels the paint glides on top of it. I guess a lot of people use it for alcohol ink, but you can also use acrylic, watercolor, or pencil. So this is the pencil that I've been using. It's from Progresso. You can get it at Amazon or your local art store. There's no wood in it, so it's basically all lead. It's kind of nice. I also use my favorite marker, Posca marker, acrylic marker, and Montana refillable acrylic markers. Different colors, pink, the bright ones, or gold. This is fun to use. I also use this Liquitex and Lucas acrylic paint, or any acrylic paint will do fine. So I have a couple of different brands that I play around with, so it will work. So I start with the underdrawing. I consider it underdrawing, underpainting using my pencil. I like to hold it sort of like sideways. I don't know if you call it sideways like that, but basically you try to hold it loose, and then slide it sideways, so you don't hold it like you want to write. It's almost like you shading, right? And then when you pull, it creates this thin line. When you pull sideways, kind of like thin and thick, so you can control it, but in a smooth and loose kind of way. That's why I like to hold it like that from the top. That way you play with your wrist, right? You go around like that. So at this point, I'm not thinking a whole lot of anything really. Maybe subconsciously, I'm already kind of thinking about composition and large and small and medium kind of size on this page. I changed the color, looking at the dark and light different colors. Kind of like to map it out, like where I want to draw the rest of it. But mostly it's almost like sketching at this point. Just feel like gotta have fun with it. So I like doing this 3D form, so I keep doing that until I tired of it at some point probably. But right now I like to think about that, like something that's more dimensional. So think about what you like to draw and go with that, go with your gut, and then play with that. If you like this form, you can try this form too, and then try to spin it your own way, like what you maybe after you try something and you didn't like it, and then don't I hope you don't feel frustrated if you don't like when you do it, and bring your own twist to it. That's the magic sauce, I think, the secret sauce for you, for all of us. When we try something new, if we don't like it, try push it a little bit more and bring yourself into that experiment. I think that's the key. So after pencil, I continue with marker. So I use both the thick and the thin, the large and the small markers, just to create that contrast between the bold mark and the thin. That's what creates dynamic in the page. At this point, I'm thinking I need to add some higher contrast to the page, so I grab this black marker and just create that bolder mark to it. I'm not sure at this point how I'm gonna keep them, or if I want to keep them at all. But my hunch is that I want to keep them somehow. But using darker paint on the lighter area like that, it's creating that dynamic composition, color composition to the whole thing. So it's good to. It is kind of scary sometimes because it's it's soft and pretty good color at that point, but then you feel like, at least for me, I felt like it needs something to kind of punch it out. That's why I used the black marker to it. A little scary, but I know I can. This is just the underdrawing, so I'm okay with that. So just keep doing that. Now that I feel the underdrawing has enough mark to it, it's getting really busy. Now I start putting paint on top and see how they interact with it. The blending between the orange and the black was unexpected. I didn't know it's gonna blend like that. It's really muddy, but it's really has depth to it, so I'm okay with it. So I just did like the two large marks, and then I can stop because I don't want to muddy them up even more. So at this point I'm trying to like maybe grab the white paint so I can do wet on wet, so I can see the marking, the brush strokes between the white and the yellow. So I think I like that composition there. Again, the splatter, the drips, it's to loosen things up a little bit so everything doesn't feel too perfect. Then I use this silicone scraper to reveal things behind it. That's again one mechanism to make my painting less perfect, or to create the contrast between fluid stroke, brush stroke, with more structured shape. Right, this scraping creates this perfect line if you look at them. So that's a good contrast in the shapes and composition. So I think I felt good about this one. It has enough interesting shapes, color contrast, and the scraping. So it's all good. So I like to go to do another one and then show you maybe it's same concept really. I just do it maybe different color, different form, and then in different order. So this one, instead of pencil first, I do the marker first. So it doesn't really matter what it does, but it doesn't between, you know, when I did the underpainting, I don't think it matters between using the pencil first and the marker. I think the only thing is that you will do less pencil when you do marker first, because when the marker is still wet, you can't really draw on top of it. So that's the only thing. But it just creates a little bit different feel. It's less pencil marks. So so when I scrape, I try to remember things that's interesting behind it. So I don't scrape like randomly. I try to reveal things that I thought I remember where they are. You know, it was kind of surprised me sometimes. I didn't know. I know it's around that area, so when I scrape it, oh, actually that's not what I thought, but it's cool. You know, that's the fun thing about scraping these things. So I think I'm done with that one, and do another one. Again, going back to the same process, so you guys can see. Just get used to looking at these, and hopefully find ideas like looking at these, and you get inspired to do your own interpretation of these exercises. So yeah. I hope you can see how messy or busy this at this stage. So if you got to that stage, don't be afraid of either keep going a little bit, but then remember that you can simplify it or clean them up at some point. So I tried this paint out of the jar, but it wasn't enough flow to it. It's too thick. So I decided to use Lucas and then add some water and pouring medium. That way it's flow a little bit better. So that you can see it's flowing and can cover more space more easily. might ask, like, how do I know which area I should reveal or where to scrape? I would say I feel like it's practice. Just always look for composition in everything that you do, or in everything that you see out there, signage or brochure. Just look at good design, and that will help you internalize. Your eyes get used to looking at good design, and good design has like good composition, good color. So yeah, I mean, magazine, brochure, just pay attention to those. Either product design, furniture, fashion. Just look at those and pay attention to those, and then slowly, just like when you used to eat bad food, your taste buds is like bad food is good, and then slowly you eat good food, and your taste buds change. Like, good food is good food. Bad food, you can tell the difference. So it's the mileage thing that we have to keep at it, pay attention, do these exercises, the good and bad and ugly kind of exercise. Just keep doing these things and enjoy making them. So yeah, these are the three that I play with. Again, Yupo paper. I love the color of it. They just pop real well. So I hope you try them and see where it goes. Could be just as simple as just an exercise, or could be you can expand this to a larger canvas when you like some of the form and color combination that you do on smaller paper like this. Hopefully this is helpful and give you some ideas to try something different, something new, and don't forget to have fun with it.